Hello, Tom here from the Dreamcast Junkyard, and in this video I wanted to take a quick look at this. It's issue 5 of SEGA Powered. Now, it might be hard to believe, but once upon a time, before the internet was a thing, before YouTube, gamers of a certain age, like yours truly, we had to rely on magazines for our gaming news. Some of these magazines came with demo discs, and quite nicely, issue 5 of SEGA Powered is a Dreamcast special, and as such it comes with a Dreamcast demo disc, which is it's fantastic really. This is the first time a magazine has come with a demo disc for the Dreamcast since the death of the Dreamcast really, back in the early 2000s. And this demo disc is created by Wave Game Studios with a little help from a guy called Ian Michael. And it has several playable demos on it, which you can put the disc in any Dreamcast that will run CDRs and play them. So you've got Intrepid Izzy, Shadow Gangs, Driving Strikers, and Flea, and then you've got some trailers as well. So Xenocider, Rush Rally Reloaded, Intrepid Izzy, and another trailer for Flea. I'll take the disc out so you can see what it looks like. Sorry about the sun. But yeah, it's New Powered Generation 1, which hopefully hints that there might be subsequent demo discs in the future, which would be very nice and very welcome. I will show some footage of the demo disc running on a Dreamcast later on, but first of all, I want to focus on the actual magazine. Now, for those people who don't know, SEGA Powered is the spiritual successor to a magazine that was popular in the UK and Europe called SEGA Power, and it ran in the mid to late 90s, and then it kind of transcended into the Saturn period. And it became Saturn Power, and then when the Dreamcast came out, Saturn Power was kind of cancelled, and that was it. Anyway, through the power of crowdfunding, the original editor Dean Mortlock has resurrected SEGA Power as SEGA Powered with a new team of writers, and this is issue 5. It's available from SEGAPowered.com. It costs £6.50 for the print edition, which comes with a demo disc, and it costs £3 for the PDF version. Both have the same content, but I would recommend getting the print version because you get the demo disc, obviously. But let's have a look at the magazine itself. Now, I'm not going to go through every page because obviously I want people to purchase the magazine and read it themselves. And, you know, I don't make any money out of this, but it's nice for it not to be sort of spoiled by a video on YouTube. And I have kind of selected some sections of the magazine which I will talk about as we go through it, but I won't show everything, so don't worry. Now, inside the front cover, what's nice about what they've done here with SEGA Powered is that they very much got the community involved, so they asked people on Twitter to send images of their Dreamcast collections, and these are featured on the inside cover and the back inside cover, but as you would imagine, first thing you see when you open the page is, when you open the magazine, is the editor's intro. So there's Dean Mortlock and then the rest of the team. So you've got Neil, the deputy editor, Paul, the staff writer, and Mark, another staff writer. And I must say at the top of this, I did contribute to this in some way, which I'll talk about a little bit later on, but I didn't sort of get any recompense or anything for it. I was just happy to be involved in any way I could be. So that's full disclosure. Right, so as I say, I'm not going to go through everything in the magazine because I want to keep some of it mysterious for those who want to buy it and read it themselves. But first thing I'm going to look at is this. This page details the demo. The demo disc tells you what the controls are in all the different games, what the actual demos are. And it's just really quite cool because this is what magazines used to do back in the day. You'd have a little section in the inside cover telling you what was on the disc and what to expect from the demos, really. So that's really nice. Let's move on to another section in the magazine. Okay, so this is a rather nice retrospective on the origins of the Dreamcast and how it was perceived and how it went on to be received by the gaming community. This is written by a guy called Neil Randall, who went on to write for DT UK magazine, which was a Dreamcast magazine in the UK, as the name suggests. And there's a little bit of a column there that tells you about himself, and also just a really nice retrospective article, really, on an overview, really, of the Dreamcast and how it all kind of came about and what happened to it. we all know what happened to the Dreamcast, but it's always nice to read somebody else's opinions. If you've ever seen the book Dreamcast Collected Works, you will have seen some of these prototype consoles, but it's always nice to have those included. Let's move on to something else. The next section I wanted to pay some attention to was this. Dreamcast is obviously very famous for its most well-known games, so things like Virtual Tennis, Crazy Taxi, Metropolis Street Racer. Here are 10 Dreamcast games that define the Dreamcast as a console. So if you were new to the system and you weren't sure what might be a good place to start and which games to buy, this tells you exactly which games you should be looking at. Next, we have this section, which is all about games that never came out in PAL territories. So just some NTSC specific games, and also some games that were never released. And there's one here which I'm familiar with, which is Colin McRae Rally 2. And Dean very kindly linked to my article via this QR code on the Dreamcast Junkyard. So that was really, really cool. Speaking of me, this article here about the Dreamcast advertising campaign in the UK and Europe, I believe, with the barber featured. They basically paraphrased my articles about this and the wild goose chase search for the guy who played the barber. And then there's a QR code there, you can scan it and it just goes straight to the Dreamcast Junkyard blog. Again, very nice to be included that way. So thank you to the guys at SEGA Powered for that. This section here is all about sort of post-mortem games for the Dreamcast. So obviously, if you're on this channel and you read the Dreamcast Junkyard and you're in the Dreamcast community, you're on Dreamcast Talk, etc., you'll know that the Dreamcast is far from a dead system. There are always new games coming out for it, and this is just a little bit of a glance at some of the new games that are coming for the Dreamcast, and a little bit here about Wave Game Studios, which are actually at the forefront of a lot of these new releases for the Dreamcast. Moving on, again, I keep repeating myself, but I don't want to show everything because I don't want to give it all away in case you've not bought this yet. So this section is the review section, or rather the re-review section. So they've chosen some of the big Dreamcast games to re-review them and just like look at them with a more modern critical eye, which is always nice. And one thing I do like about this magazine is it does very much have the same tone as the original sort of Sega Power and Saturn Power, which is a little bit tongue-in-cheek, and it's my style, it's my kind of writing. I like it. It's quite adult sort of themed, so it's not full of swearing and stuff, but it's not it doesn't speak to you like you're an idiot, so I like that. So yeah, a couple of re-reviews of Dreamcast games with final verdicts from the team. You've got one here for Metropolis Street Racer, Soul Calibur, obviously, Res. And then it goes into some re-reviews of other games from other systems. Again, I don't want to show everything off, so I'm going to skip forward a little bit right to the end. And rather fittingly, you've got a tribute here to Mr. Yukawa, who passed away in 2021, but his death was only really revealed to the world in 2022. So it's nice that they've included that on the inside back cover, and of course, on the final page, you've got some more images from around the community. Someone I do recognise there is Mr. James Harvey, one of my colleagues on the Dreamcast Junkyard podcast, and James from It's Much More, who does some of our YouTube content here on this very channel. So yeah, that is Sega Powered issue 5, as I say, available from segapower.com, and it costs £6.50 for this physical edition. £3 for the PDF. But what about this thing? Should we take a look at this demo disc? Let's do it. I am recording this using a Behar Bros Gecko HDMI recorder thingy, so hopefully it's going to come out well. So here we go. Not produced or licensed by Sega, of course not. This is created by Wave Game Studios and a guy called Ian Michael, who you'll be familiar with if you are on the Dreamcast Talk forum every now and then. So yeah, this is a very nice intro screen. I like it. Ian Michael Technologies down in the right hand corner, Wave Game Studios in the left. And yeah, let's press A. Oh, that's quite a nice spinning cube in the middle of the screen. I like it. So we've got demos, we've got trailers, we've got music, and we've got credits. Let's just go and have a look at the credits, shall we? Just to give credit where it's due. So I'm going to hit A. There we go. Project manager Ian Michael, lead artist Adam Burrell. Powered by Callisto OS. So there we go. Thank you for playing, and thank you to everybody who made this possible. Really. So yeah, let's return and go back. Yes, right. Let's have a look at the demos on this disc. That's what we're here for. Nice music. So yeah, we've got Shadow Gangs, we've got Intrepid Izzy, we've got Flea, and we've got Driving Strikers. And what I'll do is I'll just go through them all and just have a little bit of a play on each one of them so you can see what it looks like. Nice, I do like the background, that's really cool. Right, I'm going to load this one, Shadow Gangs. I have played this extensively. I am not very good at it, but we'll see what the demo looks like. Okay. So start and all 4 buttons is the soft reset, as it is in most Dreamcast games, to go back to the menu, to the BIOS. But hopefully here it will go back to the main page on the demo disc. And you can hear that on my my microphone. That is the Dreamcast in the background doing its grinding. Just to prove I'm using official Dreamcast technology in this video.
Shadow Gangs.
Okay, start demo. I'm not going to play any of these games for a long period of time. I just want to show that it actually works, essentially.
Mission 1.
I love that voiceover, it's so well done. I'm not going to complain about loading times. I think we've all been spoilt in recent years with our SSD enabled consoles. This is a disc spinning inside a Dreamcast. It's 22 years old. I refuse to complain. Instead, I'm going to look at this armour on this warrior and note his impeccable abs, his pectorals, and very well defined shoulder muscles. And also he has a very nice sort of laser sword thing going on. I'm keeping this in just to show you how long it takes to load, so there's no kind of, what's the word? Fake news? There's no fake news involved here, ladies and gentlemen. And hopefully you can hear that Dreamcast doing its thing. I'm going to go near to it so you can hear it. Ah, here we go.
Get ready.
So, yeah. I mean, I've got this game anyway, so I know how it works. And I'm just as good as it in this demo as I am in the actual game. Yeah, so there you go, that's Shadow Gangs, that was worth the wait. I'm going to go back to the menu, all 4 face buttons and start, and we'll see if it goes back to the demo disc menu. Which it does! Fantastic, love it. I like that background as well, look at all the magazines in the background there. You've got SEGA Powered, SEGA Force, SEGA Saturn magazine. Yeah, nice, nice, like it. Back to demos. I am acutely aware that you know, a lot of people might not have played or seen any of these games before, so I'm just going to go through them. There's only 4, so don't panic. But Intrepid Izzy, another one I've played and own. So again, I won't take too long in this game, but just to show you how long it takes to load and how it plays. Oh, this one seems to take a bit quicker than Shadow Gang's. Senile Team. Roll. He's been on the DreamPod podcast in the past. If you haven't heard that, please go back and listen to our interview with Roel van Masbergen. Here we go. Start demo. I love the background, that. Just skip past that. Blobby Blob Dungeon. Let's do it. Getting flashbacks of Mr. Blobby for some reason reading that. I hope he's not in this demo. And if you're not familiar with Mr. Blobby, don't Google it. Or actually do if you want to be, you know, scarred mentally for the rest of your adult years. But yeah, here we go. That's not Mr. Blobby. Whoopsies, these floors aren't as stable as they look. Now, where did I end up? Indeed, Izzy, where did you end up? Warning, blobs up ahead. Better punch them before they touch you. Sage advice there from the little notice board. I'm trying to do the moves. I haven't got enough power. I'm going to go down this ladder actually, see what's down here. Nothing. It's nice that the signs animate for you as well. That'll be good in real life, wouldn't it? Loads of money, that's what we need, especially with the cost of living crisis about to start, or starting in many cases. But yeah, right. That's just to show you that it works. I could just play that because it's a really good game, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go back to the snazzy main menu and we'll have a look at. Oh no, it's reset. Oh, right. It's not the end of the world. Bear with me. These things happen on live television. Never worked with animals, kids, or Dreamcasts. Right. That wasn't too bad though, was it? Loading's been pretty quick. Right, so let's have a look at Flea. Flea is a game I've not actually played, so let's go and have a look at that. Low Tech Games doing the Lord's work with their sort of low tech games. Flea is a challenging 2D platform with an intriguing backstory. Players Henry the hyperactive Flea, who just can't stop jumping, navigate the beasts and collect blood to get to the heart of the problems. Right, start. Let's do it. Reset your Dreamcast to return to the main menu. Okay. I'm guessing this one's just going to send me back to the main boot screen if I do that. So let's press start. Right. I haven't played this before, so I'm not really sure what I'm doing. But I'm guessing that's me. Yes. And I am indeed a flea. And I'm bouncing. Right. I'm in some kind of fleshy tomb. I'm guessing that's blood. Funky music. Right, spikes. I'm guessing don't touch them. Oh, no. Don't touch the spikes, clearly. Over there, you get it? Yeah, nice. Further into the fleshy tunnels of this person's gut. Ah! Right, that's enough of that. That's Flea. Apparently the yeah, so this one doesn't let you actually do the 4-button soft reset, so it looks like I'm going to have to actually completely reset the Dreamcast, which is what I'm going to do now. So I'm just going to open the disc and have to turn it off, which will ruin my recording, unfortunately, but hopefully all will not be lost. Hopefully this is going to record, because I'm using one of these Ava Media LGP lights to record this, so hopefully it's kept the sort of video feed even though I've turned the Dreamcast off and on again. But that wasn't too painful, was it? It was a pretty quick transition back into the demo disc, which is what we like to see. Okay, demos. Now this is the one that I'm kind of most intrigued by because I've not actually played it yet. And this is Driving Strikers from a guy called Luke Benstead. This is a Dreamcast take on Rocket League, and it will be the first indie game for the Dreamcast to support online multiplayer, which is quite exciting when you think about it. So jump and boost to pull off the best trick shots to take your team to victory. The full game of Driving Strikers will include 8 teams, themed stadiums, league play, quick play, and online mode. This will be the first new online Dreamcast game since 2001. Quite remarkable. Right, start. Let's see what this bad boy is all about. Demo does not necessarily reflect the final version of Driving Strikers, as work on the game is still in progress. I hope this doesn't sound derogatory, but that screenshot with that car makes me think of Club Drive on the Atari Jaguar. Had to get an Atari Jaguar reference in here, but that's just what it reminds me of. You know, where the car kind of drives up on that kind of weird vista of Atari Jaguar-ness. I'll try and find a screenshot of it if I can and put it in here, but that's what it reminds me of. And sorry Luke if you're watching this, I don't mean that to sound disrespectful. But we are just waiting for this to load, so I'm just going to simulant engine. Nice to see what can be done with this simulant engine. It's quite an exciting development. Right, press the start button, which I have done. Quick match. Again, going into this completely blind, I've never played it before, so I don't know what the controls are and I don't know how it's going to play, but we've got some Frozen Thunder here, and it's The Who versus The Who by the looks of things. Again, just waiting for the Dreamcast to do its thing. Oh, was I supposed to press? Ah, what an idiot! I was meant to actually do something. Let me go back. Right, I've messed this up, haven't I? Right, so right, I'm ready. So the flaming wheels. I think this might be a multiplayer only demo. So I'm suspecting it'll just be me playing against nobody, because I wasn't able to select the other team because it would only let me select one. But that's fine. You can still see how the engine runs and what the graphics are like and that kind of thing, and just see what the controls are like. So yeah. Oh no, there is a adversary, so that's good. Blue Sky Beach, let's go. Cool, right, so right trigger is to move. Controls are a little bit confusing, but it's... What am I doing here? So the one with the... nearly got a goal. Oh no, could have had it. I think the controls are a little bit confusing initially, but once you get to grips with them, it might be easier. But I can see what the game's going for, what the vibe is. And my AI teammate is actually way better than I am, so that's a start. If I can get near the ball. Come on, AI guy, get it! Come on! Well, useless. I like the way the camera zooms in, like when you're near to the ball. That's good. Don't let that go in. I am terrible at this. Alright, so you don't actually need to use the triggers to control the car. You can just use the analog stick. But I'm not really sure what the controls are meant to be. Oh, I'm pushing it away from the goal. Right, so that's Driving Strikers. I think the controls need a little bit of work. Either that or I'm just completely useless at it, which is quite evident from what you've just seen with your own eyes. But I'm impressed with what I've seen just so far there on that little demo. Let's have a look at some of the other stuff on this disc, only very briefly. Let's have a look at some of the trailers that are on here. I won't go through them all, I won't play them, but I'll just show you what's on the disc. We've got Xenocider, which is a great game from Retro Summers, almost like an homage to Space Harrier. We've got Flea, which we've just seen. Intrepidity, we've just seen. And Rush Rush Rally Reloaded, which is a top-down arcade racing game from Senile Team, which came out a few years back. Let's go back to the menu. We've got some music here. Let's load this music. Thumping techno tune there from Ian Michael, kick bass, nice. There only appears to be one track, maybe they get unlocked as you finish the demos, I don't know. That'll be a nice little extra if so, but we'll go back. And there we are, we're back to the main menu. Well, as a demo disc experience, I can't really fault that, to be honest, other than the fact that Flea needs the console to be reset in order to go back to the main menu. That's really impressive. Great work from me and Michael, great work from Wave, and obviously from SEGA Powered as well. So yeah, hopefully this gives you a good insight into what's on the demo disc, what's in the magazine. As I said earlier on in the video, you can find this magazine for sale at segapowered.com for £6.50 and the digital version for £3. It's definitely worth a purchase. Give it a go, and I hope you've enjoyed watching me play through this in, with little to no skill and complete ineptitude. But yeah, thanks for watching, and stay tuned to the Dreamcast Junkyard at thedreamcastjunkyard.co.uk, and also feel free to check out our podcast, which is called The Dream Pod. There will be links to all this stuff in the description, and also on the actual blog where I'm going to put this video. So if you're not viewing this on the blog and you're watching it on YouTube, go and check out the blog as well. Right, that's enough from me. Great music, this. I'm just going to let it play now in the background. So thanks for watching, and see you again soon.